She is bleeding. The diaper rash is so bad. Hey girl, okay, so you have chosen to hire a nanny to fulfill your childcare needs. And before I get into all the nitty gritty on like questions you should ask them and how to hire and how do you know when the agency's right for you and all that kind of stuff, I'm gonna tell you some stories, honey. So sit tight. This is story number 1. And I think I might just go in, I was gonna say chronological order backwards, but that doesn't make any sense. The most recent nanny that I hired, I just giggled because I was so pissed in the moment. But now I'm looking back and I'm like, how do these people even make it through life? Okay, so I found this woman on a site called Nanny Lane. We decided at the moment that we just cannot afford to go through an agency. That said, a lot of times you do get what you pay for. Okay, so this woman, I say woman, she was like 20 years old. She's a woman. Yeah, okay, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so she comes over and, she's really, I'm very outgoing. It's very rare that I meet somebody that is as bubbly and boisterous as I am. Okay, so that's fine. So she's a little bit more soft-spoken. That's fine, whatever. So usually for the first like 3, 4, maybe 5 times a nanny or a sitter comes over, I stay here at the house. I make sure that I don't go anywhere so that if there's anything that happens, if they have any questions, I'm right here. So I come to the office, they're upstairs playing, and, immediately when I walked off, she was kind of like, and my son was here too. Okay, so let's lay it out. So I had been in here just working on emails and stuff, just trying to play catch up. And I hear her, she starts just kind of fussing. And I thought, oh man, either, my son is antagonizing her, like something. No. It gets worse and worse and worse. And then she kind of just stops. And I'm like, oh, okay. So whatever it was, she was just, she just wasn't feeling it. Like Archer was like getting in her shit, whatever. And then she started up again. And then it kind of turned off. And then she started up again. And I'm like, what in the world? So like the third time, it kept getting worse and worse and worse. Mind you, this is like almost 2 hours. This is like an hour and 45 minutes from the time that I left to the time that I finally went upstairs, because I'm like, it's not quieting down. It's getting worse, progressively worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, did she hurt herself? Like I didn't hear like a thud and then a scream. It was just like a progressive, like she just got more upset and more upset. I was like, this isn't right. So I get up, I go up there, and she is like in the far corner of the playroom, right? The nanny is like over here sitting with her back up against the couch, and my son is playing in the opposite corner. So at first I'm like, why are you not interacting with these children? Because that's what you are here for. And why are you not attending to her? And she's clearly upset, tears streaming, snot coming out, face red. So then she sees me, she jumps up, and I'm like, what is wrong? And I'm thinking like, did her leg fall asleep? Like what in the hell? She comes running to me, and her diaper, I've never seen, it looked like, there was one time, also kind of a funny story, we went to the pool, and I had my husband take care of her while I was getting all the rest of the stuff, and my son together. And so she ended up in the pool with a regular diaper. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if you've ever seen a regular diaper completely submerged in water. Like so full, it's falling off of her body. It's pulling her little shorts down with it. I'm like, oh my God. And she was still like a foot away from me. I'm bending down to pick her up, and it smelled like straight shit. And I'm like, what in the hell? So I take her, obviously, immediately to the changing table, take off her diaper, and I told her, you need to come in here. You need to see this. There were 2 different poops in that diaper. And as I'm like wiping her, right, it's like almost to her navel, up like her butt crack coming completely out the sides, like blowout. She's over a year old. we're out of the realm of blowout diapers. Okay? She had pooped twice in her diaper in the almost at this point, it's like closer to 2 hours that she'd been up there. And I'm taking the diaper off and I'm like, well, I should have hosed her down. I should have taken her to the bathtub and like washed her off with water. And I'm like wiping, it's making me mad even to talk about it right now. So I'm wiping her off, bleeding. She is bleeding. The diaper rash is so bad. Her whole little bum, everything. It was so bad. And I'm like, do you see this? You see this, right? And she's just kind of standing there like, mm-hmm. And I'm like, her diaper has been dirty. This is why she was so upset. Did you try to see why she was upset? Well, I saw her go in the corner and she got really quiet. Okay. But like, you're not answering my question. Like, the question was, what did you do to console her to try to like figure out what was wrong? Like, when a baby is crying and they're like nonverbal, are you hot? Are you cold? Are you hungry? Are you thirsty? Is your diaper clean? This is like baby care 101. This isn't like, why can't she count? You've been here for 6 months. Like, get out of here. Are you fucking kidding me right now? You left my baby in a dirty diaper and now she's got this raging, bleeding butt diaper rash. And then you gonna be surprised when I fire you. Are you insane? She's like, I was nervous. Never, I'm sorry that your baby has this bleeding diaper rash that you're going to have to take care of for the next 2 weeks. Never. I mean, I put her in the bathtub, Epsom salt, chamomile bath, oatmeal, and she's like wincing and screaming when I'm like trying to just like rinse her off. For 3 days, her butt bled. And like, it just makes me so sick because I'm like, my baby. You don't understand until you're a mother, that motherly instinct to like claw people's eyeballs out that mess over your kids. So anyway, there's a horror story for you. I've got many more. So anyway, how to circumvent somebody like this? I don't know. Honestly, the next time that I hired someone, I literally asked her, okay, so when a baby starts crying, what are the first things that you do? I need to know. Because apparently, not everybody has the same mindset. So anyway, don't let it happen to you. Yeah, I'll do a video on questions to ask a nanny or babysitter when they come in your home. So yeah, horror story part 1.